Do you still have to pay property taxes if your home is destroyed? This video is for everybody who's a homeowner who is in an area that may be afflicted by fire, floods, or natural disasters. As we know, here in Southern California in LA County, there's a devastating fire going on that has wiped out over 10,000 structures. Living in the Inland Empire where I live, which is a few miles from there, we're surrounded by mountains, and we have a lot of people that live in these mountains and surrounding communities. So one of the questions I was asked recently was, if my home burns down, do I still have to pay property taxes and or my mortgage? This article, do you still have to pay your property taxes if your home is destroyed, by Emily Fowler, recently I came across, and I said, let's talk about it. The short answer is yes. You do still have to, but there's caveats to that, right? If your home is destroyed in a fire, most people have fire insurance, and that property will be rebuilt. The problem is it's going to take, 1 to 2 years to rebuild. Do you still have to pay your property taxes in that time? The short answer is yes. Now, every county in California has a disaster relief. In essence, what it does is, if your home is burned or it disappears because of flood or something of that sort, then they will reassess it immediately. Remember, property taxes are based on property value. Property value is a combination of structure and land. If your property burns down, it's only land. So we will reassess to what the price of that land is. Now, with that land, there's still a property tax assessment that is due. But every county has a disaster relief, every county in California. And this disaster relief allows you to apply if it's more than $10,000 in damages, where they will work with you on that bill. So yes, you do have to pay some form of property tax, but you might be qualified under disaster relief and get assistance with that. Also, when you build that home, due to Proposition 13, that home will reassess at the value it was when it burned down. In other words, if your house was worth $1 million and you just built a brand new house, that's probably going to be worth a lot more than $1 million. It will only still be assessed at $1 million. Now, regarding mortgage payments, this is a little more complicated because each bank is a little different. But in essence, yes, that mortgage payment is still due because that loan is being held by an investor somewhere and they want their money. Now, the banks will work with you, and there's usually a few options they offer you. And usually the options are payment deferral, where they defer for a few months or up to when the house is built. A loan modification, where they maybe help you get rid of some of that debt. Forbearance is the one I think they work with you the most. In essence, what they do is, let's say that you don't make a mortgage payment for a year. They will tack that 12 months to the end of the loan. So if your loan is going to be paid off in 15 years, well, now it'll be paid off in 16 years. So the bank will work with you, but the mortgage payment will be paid somehow in some way. I think the bigger picture here is that we all look at our insurance policy. Specifically, we live in a fire zone or a flood zone, and we make sure that there's no gaps in there. Make sure that if the property does burn down or gets swept away in a flood, that our insurance covers it, and we understand the amount that it covers, and that there's no gaps, so we don't find out when that natural disaster hits, we don't find out the wrong way or the hard way that we have problems.